Hello everyone, welcome back to another video here on Play on GAA. Today myself and Luke are going to give our breakdown of the opening week of the Munster McGrath Cup for 2022, the pre-season action for the southern counties. And well, Luke, two eras that are highly anticipated kicked off last weekend. Obviously Cork under Keith Ricken and Kerry with the return of Jack O'Connor. They both delivered. Cork won by 2-9 to 10 points against their neighbours Clare, and Kerry just blew Limerick away by 2-23 to Limerick 6 points. We'll start with the Cork game. Brian Hurley hitting a goal in six. Daniel O'Connell got the other goal for Cork. I mean, there were a lot of new names in the Cork side, as we would have expected with Keith Ricken taking over, having been the under-20 manager and winning the All-Ireland with a lot of good young players. Obviously, Damien Gore was in there. But Cork, very impressive. What did you make of them yourself?
Yeah, well, I suppose that it was a low enough scoring start. It's an interesting start. You're spot on saying that there are a lot of changes and a lot of players probably unavailable to keep Ricken as well. So I think we're going to keep seeing a lot of changes too. So it'll be an interesting one to keep watching Cork, how they evolve. But I think immediately straight away looking at it, that full forward line looks already very exciting with Mark Cronin, Brian Hurley and Damien Gore played in there. And yeah, that's a pretty electric full forward line. Then as well, coming off the bench, the likes of David Buckley was there. And then like later on in the year, there's some serious talent to come back in there with Stephen Sherlock. So already that line of the Cork team is looking probably very, very promising. And then, yeah, as well, some very good young players as well, also kind of getting their first kind of shots, like Paul Walsh from Canturks, kind of highly rated. Fionn Hurley got in. And then we're getting to see more of Paul Ring as well, who's going to be a really, really good player for years to come. So a good starting step for Cork. And and as well, just a special mention for Clare, who really, they really kind of put it up to them through the whole game, and I suppose they're just kind of beaten by the goals in the end. And yeah, they too kind of got a few exciting players through as well. Like Ethan McMahon's been a player that's been talked about a lot. So for them to get game time with a few of those lads, yeah, it was a good run out for both teams.
Yeah, without doubt, good start for both counties. Elsewhere, Jack O'Connor's returned to Kerry for the first time managing them since 2012. He returned to Kerry, and his return starts with a 23-point hammering of Limerick. I mean, a Limerick side that are on the up under Billy Lee, but Kerry didn't care much about that. Stephen Acumbar started at midfield. Me and you tipped him to play either centre-back or full-back for Kerry, but he played midfield. I mean, Kerry didn't spare Limerick really. Both the Cliffords played, Stephen O'Brien played, Paul Gainey played, a lot of the big names in there for Kerry, pretty much no one missing. And we tipped obviously Shane Murphy to be the pick for Kerry's goalkeeper for next season. And he started in goal ahead of Shane Ryan, who was on the bench. It would be interesting to see if O'Connor sticks with him. But yeah, Limerick, they were just outgunned. They just had no answer really. Obviously they were without Ian Corbett at centre half back, but they just had no answer to Kerry, who looked imperious.
Yeah, look, I don't think Limerick will be thanking Kerry for the teams they named. Like Limerick themselves were down a few players, and then I suppose they must have been fearing the worst when they saw a Kerry team with the Cliffords, with Spillane, with Jason Foley, Thomas Sullivan, all these playing there. And it wasn't even that like it got better when they started emptying the bench. Like the fact is that like Tony Brosnan, Sean O'Shea, Brennan Bugliuk, Michael Burns, Jack Savage, Paul O'Shea all came on as well. So it didn't even get any easier for them. So yeah, look, I think based off the strength of the team that Kerry put out there, I think it's no surprise the nature of the win. And I suppose look, it's a good run out for them lads, and they managed as well to kind of rest some of the lads that are going to be playing Sigerson a bit. Like Acumber came off at half time, and the likes of Keane Gamble only played a half as well. So I think it was a pretty good run out for Jack Connor that he got to see. He got to see nearly all of his players there, and at the same time managed to manage their minutes as well. So I think it's the perfect start, I suppose, for Kerry.
Yeah, without doubt. And Kerry beat Limerick, but they weren't the only side to beat Limerick in the opening week. Tipperary did the same thing, 112 to 14 points, a much tighter game. Jack Kennedy got 2 injury time points to see them over the line, but we must give a massive shout out to Sean O'Connor. I mean, yourself and I tipped him to be one of the breakout stars of 2022. And I mean, his opening game, he certainly lived up to the billing. Sean O'Connor hitting a goal and 7 for Tipperary. I mean, you can't ignore a tally like that. I mean, Jack Kennedy kind of gets some of the headlines there with his brace of points in injury time, but make no mistake, without Sean O'Connor, Tipperary are not winning that game. And obviously, without Michael Quinlivan this season, O'Connor's influence will be absolutely crucial.
Yeah, I think that's a great point, because with Quinnivan leaving that gap there as well, that they needed somebody kind of else to step up for instead of Sweeney, kind of to keep the scoreboard ticking. And look, it was a pretty perfect debut performance by Sean O'Connor. Like, he's put up huge enough tallies there in the under-20 championship last year, so that the fact that he's continuing that into senior level, I think, is the big story to take from that. And yeah, it's exactly what Tipperary fans need as well. Then for Limerick, I suppose, like, it's not an ideal start, but look, they're missing serious amount of players right now, and yeah, they between everything that's kind of happened, I suppose, for them lately, they just can't get their full team out right now. So the fact that they were so competitive in this game, I suppose, is a bit more of a bright spot, and look, they'll be hoping to get the likes of their first choice players back like real soon, though.
Yeah, without doubt. I mean, there's no doubt with a county like that, if they're missing the likes of Ian Corbett, it has such a huge impact on the level that they're able to reach. Do not judge Limerick on the McKenna Cup, because they'll get back their full squad in time for the league and in time for championship. And I do tip them to actually push for promotion from Division 3 into Division 2. Billy Lee is running a smooth machine there in Limerick, and their level has gone up drastically since Lee took the helm. So guys, that is myself and Luke's review of the opening rounds of the McKenna Cup for 2022. Don't forget to look at all our other content. Like, subscribe, share and comment. And until the next video, guys, take care.